Good morning, everyone. Please feel free to take your seats. On behalf of the presiding official, Major General Michael Lutton, Commander 20th Air Force, welcome to today's change of command ceremony, in which command of the 91st Missile Wing will pass from Col Glenn Harris to Col Christopher Menuey. I'm Captain Kate Grimley, and I'll be your narrator for today's ceremony. Today's ceremony will have a unique format, but one that is required as the nation continues to fight the COVID-19 virus by maintaining social distancing, which will be strictly followed throughout today's events. Though this situation presents small challenges, the traditions and formality of a change of command ceremony will still be on display, conducted with great dignity and broadcast live on social media. For those in attendance, throughout the ceremony, you'll be given cues to stand and be seated at appropriate times. As a reminder, during the playing of the national anthem, military members should render a salute. During the national anthem, our civilian guests are invited to place their right hand over their heart. We request that at this time, all electronic devices be turned off for the duration of the ceremony. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to recognize our distinguished guests. We're honored to have in attendance Colonel Harris's spouse, Donna, and sons, Justin and Jordan. Colonel Menuey's spouse, Tanya, and son, Jonathan. His son, Michael, is also joining us virtually. Colonel Menuey's dad, Stacy Harris, and sister, Saber Harris. We would also like to welcome Team Minot leadership and community partners in attendance today. Commander, 5th Bomb Wing, Colonel Michael Walters and his spouse, Carrie. Vice Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Colonel Barry Little and his spouse, Sarah. Vice Commander, 5th Bomb Wing, Colonel Byron Vaughn and his spouse, Megan. Spouse, 91st Missile Wing Command Chief, Miss Serena Langston. Command Chief, 5th Bomb Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Erin McElroy and her spouse, Scott. 20th Air Force Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Bob Harrington, United States Air Force, retired. Honorary Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Mr. Tom Rafferty. Chair, Task Force 21, Mr. Mike Janser. And finally, we'd like to welcome and thank family members, friends, airmen, and community partners for joining us virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem and the invocation. General Lutton would like to defer today's playing of Ruffles and Flourishes to the men and women of our Nuclear Alert Force.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
Good morning. I invite you to join me in prayer. Let us pray. Gracious and mighty Father, we thank you for the blessings of this day, for life, liberty, and the opportunity to rise in the face of new challenges, yet still overcome them. we pause to thank you for the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing and their mission, knowing each and every night that Americans can sleep in peace because they stand guard in defending our nation and our freedoms. That if by any chance a want-to-be bully would rise and try to steal our freedoms,
come out here. And it's just great to celebrate the heritage of the 91st Missile Wing and the 5th Bomb Wing. You know, we're going to have a lot of senior leadership from our Department of State, Department of Defense visit in the next couple of hours. And I think it's a testament to the leadership and example that the airmen of the 91st and the 5th Bomb Wing set every day. So thank you for maintaining that standard. Thank you for keeping that standard of excellence in our mission set. So I appreciate it. We're really here to honor Glenn and Donna and their family for their faithful service to men and women in 91st. We were talking about it a little bit in the foyer, that it really is emotional. I remember Brenda and I in our departure, there were quite a few tears on the way down 83 when we were leaving almost 4 years ago, just because of the special bond and special relationship that the community has with both wings here. And so it's not lost on me. So I'd just like to say thank you to our civic. So thank you for that service. Additionally, your team flawlessly executed a simulated electronic launch Minuteman III, which for the maintainers, defenders, and operators is no easy task, but your team did it flawlessly, demonstrating deterrence every day. for our allies and our nation, as well as any potential adversary that's out there. I'd also say that you always kept the airmen in the front of your mind. I know you and Miss Donna in particular cared for and developed each and every one of our airmen and their families. In fact, the first True North program in 20th Air Force was in your wing and was awarded an Air Force level award. And that's a testament to your leadership and service as a command team. So thank you for that. And I'd say it's an understatement, your leadership in conjunction with the 5th Bomb Wing during the current pandemic, COVID-19. That you will no doubt continue to lead the Rough Riders to excellence. I know, no doubt, that you will continue to demonstrate as a leadership team the excellence that our Air Force expects of the 91st as well as the 5th Bomb Wing. So Tanya and Chris Brenna and I look forward to continuing to serve with you, and we welcome you to the 20th Air Force team again, and look forward to your leadership in the 91st Missile Wing. Thank you.
Thank you, Major General Lutton. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Legion of Merit. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit. First Oakley Cluster to Glenn T. Harris. Colonel Glenn T. Harris distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, from 31 July 2018 to 28 July 2020. During this period, Colonel Harris's defining leadership and devotion to duty guaranteed effective and efficient nuclear operations by guiding 3 groups with over 1,750 personnel in all mission areas and activities across an 8,500 square mile missile complex. In addition, Colonel Harris saw 432 distinguished visitor tours and briefings to include the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of the Air Force, 3 United States Senators, the Chief of Staff of the Air Force, 107 general officers, and members of the Japanese Joint Chiefs of Staff, where he hosted extended deterrence dialogue between the United States and Japan, bolstering security and defense cooperation. Additionally, his wing set groundbreaking precedents for future nuclear operations, pushing concepts of operation for the emerging mission threat of small unmanned aerial vehicles, fielding the first 3-dimensional part for a nuclear command, control, and communication system, guiding the first ever reserve missile combat crew member to participate in 24-hour nuclear alert operations, and the only total force integrated security forces group in the Air Force. Furthermore, Colonel Harris' focus on compliance led to exceptional results in the 2019 nuclear surety inspection, including the recognition of 76 airmen and teams for outstanding performance. Under his venerable leadership, the 91st Missile Wing secured 4 Headquarters Air Force, 24 Air Force Global Strike Command, and 10 20th Air Force awards, as well as the 2019 Chadwell Trophy for the Most Superior Intercontinental Ballistic Missile Maintenance, and the 2019 Colonel L. Lee R. Williams Award deployment in history, and oversaw an unprecedented sortie generation, ensuring successful continuation of the nuclear mission critical to the defense of our nation and allies. The superior initiative, outstanding leadership, and personal endeavor displayed by Colonel Harris reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force.
Oh, well, take your seats. I think we're there. So, hey, thanks everybody for coming out today. And this is absolutely beautiful, as we'll talk to in the comments here. But what a backdrop to have some of the winged assets parked out here, and take a look at a payload transporter, a transporter rector, and a couple of Bearcats, which really exemplifies what they which is absolutely speaks kind of what the 91st is about. So good morning, everybody. General Ludden, thanks for presiding over today's ceremony. Your kind words. Very fortunate to have you here. Missed COVID, and I know yesterday's travel was interesting, but thanks for making that trip up. Appreciate it. Distinguished guests, civic leaders, honorary commanders, commanders, chiefs, members of Team Mana, thanks for being here today. It takes a lot to put together a change of command, especially with COVID, and the complexities obviously have increased. Thank you to Steve Bondman and his team that put this together. Absolutely outstanding. Ms. Michelle Brown from Protocol, Nuke, and the Public Affairs team. You've done a great job. And thank you to the maintainers and defenders who positioned the static displays you're looking at today, and the LRS and the communications team providing awesome support. And to the weather and the chaplain teams for your daily support to the mission, but certainly for today's weather is another huge part of that. And then for Senior Herman, what a great rendition, of course, of the national anthem, which is absolutely outstanding. Team On has no shortage of incredible professionals, so thanks for making this memorable day. So maybe a round of applause for everybody. So Team On itself prides itself on partnerships, and partnerships in this 8,500 square mile complex that we work and live in. The Barksdale Trophy for most outstanding community support to an Air Force Global Strike Command base resides here in the town of Minot. It is not surprising what Team Minot has accomplished in relationships. Many of Minot's current civic leaders have been promoting Minot Air Force Base and all the surrounding communities for decades. And the development and growth of the local area in the past 2 decades is nothing short of superb, I promise you. And to the elected officials, honorary commanders, community partners, thanks for letting our airmen be part of your community. No other community compares to the relationship we have here. Mark, it's great seeing you today, and thanks for your continued support. Appreciate everything. So it is awesome to be part of this community once again, and having spent now close to 7 years of my time, it is awesome to see what Minot has become and will continue in the plans as we go forward. So it's awesome. The 91st Missile Wing and the 5th Bomb Wing are tied together in great mission partners. The Rough Riders could not have asked for a better partner. So Don and I could not have asked for a more outstanding team that we work with daily, and previously the Cochrans that were here, Brad and Keva, were truly partners in every aspect. Julie, while Donna and I certainly have only known you and Carrie for a couple weeks, I know that the strong relationship between the Rough Riders and the Warbirds are going to continue on as you work with Chris and Tanya. So best to you guys as you move forward. And thanks to everyone who trusted the Harrises with taking this job. General Rand, General Ray, General Cotton, General Stoss, owe them a lot of thanks for giving us the opportunity for these last 2 years. And certainly what would command be without a solid command chief? Chief Langston, you and Serena have been a powerhouse working with Chief Matt women of this base. To the littles, Barry, Sarah, John, we're always there and always with plenty of energy. The sounding board for a plethora of discussions, I promise you, and which oftentimes led to discussions with Brian Vaughn. So Brian, thanks to you and Meg for everything. Appreciate it. And to the 91st Missile Wing front office staff for your patience in educating me every day. I'm the slow one on it, but I tell you the reason this wing ran efficiently and effectively is because of you. To our 91st Missile Wing group commanders, Thomas, Chris, and Rich, I wish I could have spent some more time together working to push this mission forward. But I know as you work with Lisa, Brett, and Aaron, it's going to go just fine as we get the 5th and 91st continue this mission as we move forward with Brian. To the Menueys, Chris, Tanya, and Jonathan, I believe Michael's online watching. We find ourselves in a similar situation to we were in 2012 as we were passing the 90th OSS flag to you, and it's an honor to be doing this once again. You're all going to take this wing to the next level. You're going to do great. To my family, Donna, you're truly incredible. She was always there for the family and the wing, a servant leader. She pretty much did everything. I promise you that at the house, and got the boys where they needed to be. To Justin and Jordan, our two boys, absolutely incredible. Your patience is extraordinary, and your accomplishments continue to amaze me. Donna, Justin, Jordan, we got some bully sticks for y'all. They're laying up here somewhere. We'll get them to you after the ceremony, but we'll take them with us here shortly. So you deserve every bit of those, as we've heard some great quotes at the beginning of this ceremony. And to the Rough Riders of the 91st Missile Wing, on 9 September 1963, the wing's first silent sentinel was placed at Alpha 02, Velva, North Dakota. Over 50 years later, Minot's ICBMs continue to provide an umbrella of security for this nation. Your disciplined efforts make the lethality of the Minuteman III, making sure it's always ready and it's always responsive. And you do it extraordinarily well in extremely adverse weather conditions and while balancing your own personal lives. You absolutely crushed your last nuclear surety inspection and unit effectiveness inspection in 2019. There were a plethora of professionals, professional teams, professional performers, coin recipients, no surprise, in a wing of absolute professionals. Your persistent efforts and innovative solutions every day were key aspects as to why the 91st Missile Wing was identified as the best ICBM wing in Air Force School Strike for 2019. You've created the conditions for peace, always standing ready with a responsive combat force to protect our nation, our families, and our allies from any aggressor.
Thank you very much, Colonel Harris. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the change of command. Attention to orders. From Headquarters 20th Air Force, F.E. Warren Air Force Base, Wyoming, Special Order Number Golf 20-21. By direction of the Commander, Col Glenn Harris will relinquish command to Col Christopher Menuey, Commander, 91st Missile Wing, Minot Air Force Base, North Dakota, effective 28 July 2020, signed Major General Michael Lutton. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. And Commander 91st Missile Wing, Col Christopher Menuey.
Well, good morning, everyone. Wow, what an incredible day. Thank you so much, General Lutton. I'm honored by your kind words of presiding over this ceremony in person, especially after your last-minute travel changes. Thank you for your trust and confidence in me, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to join your leadership team in defending the United States with combat-ready nuclear forces. Thank you, Colonel Walters, Chief Mack, and just all the bomb wing leaders that are here today. This really feels like a reunion. I feel very fortunate to catch up with so many former classmates and friends. It makes this assignment all the more amazing, and I look forward to working with you and serving the airmen and families of Team Minot. Thank you to all the commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, and community partners, and airmen of the 91st Missile Wing and Team Minot for taking time out of your day to join us in person or watching virtually. I'm truly honored by your presence and look forward to serving with you. Thank you to the team that put this ceremony on. I second Glenn's comments. Just amazing professional setup, one that I'll absolutely remember. Thank you so much. I know there's a lot of folks behind the scenes making this happen, and I couldn't thank you enough. I'm humbled and honored to command the 91st Missile Wing, but I only have this opportunity because of so many incredible people in my life who have made me the man that I am today. First and foremost, I thank God for the incredible blessings that He has given me and my family and His faithfulness throughout our lives. Thank you to my former bosses and mentors who have poured so much into me over my career. Your leadership, coaching, and encouragement have been invaluable. There are so many to mention, so I'll just make an exception with one for Todd Sauls. I wish your Northern Tier summer vacation could have been a reality, and I promise I'll keep a good attitude. Thanks to my dad, retired Senior Chief Petty Officer Stacy Harris, and Sister Saber for being here today. I'm so honored that you guys were able to make it and know that Mom would be happy that you're here. Thank you to my family and friends watching online. Special shout out to my sister Tricia and her family, and my in-laws, Dave and Jan McDermott. I know you would have been here if you could, and your love and support mean everything. To Team Menuey, Tanya and Michael watching online, Jonathan, thank you for staying so amazingly flexible throughout yet another move, and just being so positive with every step of this journey. Days like today are not worth it without your love and support and continued dedication to serve. I love you and can't thank you enough for enabling me to be able to do this. And I know that I wouldn't be able to serve the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing without your support. And this opportunity is truly amazing. I don't know if I can express how incredibly excited I am to join the 91st Missile Wing Rough Riders. I know for some of my classmates who know I'm a man of few words, it's really hard to express this excitement. And I have to admit, part of that excitement is the bully stick. I can't wait to own one of my own, but the true excitement really comes from being part of the rich heritage and tradition of this wing. Joining the long line of airmen that have provided lethal air power against our enemies during World War II, to providing nuclear-ready combat ICBMs on alert today, every hour of every day. And that constant alert reminds me of a favorite quote of mine from Thomas Jefferson, that eternal vigilance is the price of freedom. Our combat power is always ready to strike at a moment's notice, and that combat power influences the thinking of world leaders with respect and fear like no other mission does. To the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing, I thank you for answering our nation's call and joining all those in uniform to pay the price of freedom with your eternal vigilance. I'm in awe of your character, commitment, and credibility. Your performance is remarkable, as was clearly shown in Colonel Harris's decoration citation. But it's not just your mission performance that hits me. You have a strong sense of camaraderie and teamwork, and a bond that connects you long after you leave Minot. Thank you, Glenn, for the climate and environment you've set, and for doing what leaders do, taking care of and add value to those around you, helping them live better lives and reach their potential. So thank you, Glenn, Donna, Justin, and Jordan, for your service and dedication to the Rough Riders, and good luck in your next assignment. I'm committed to continuing that dedication and service to the Rough Riders. And up front, I will tell you, I won't have all the answers. Our nation and our military are dealing with difficult circumstances, the COVID-19 pandemic, racial tensions raised by George Floyd's death, but that are much deeper than that, and great power competition on the world stage. I promise you, I will give you my all to earn your trust and work through these and any other issues we face. Together as a team, there's nothing that we can't achieve. We will successfully accomplish our mission. We will take care of each other. We will develop others as leaders. We will have fun together, and we will help each other achieve our best. Thank you. Now let's get to it. Boy.
Thank you, Colonel Menuey. So thank you, Colonel Menuey, and congratulations on behalf of the men and women of the 91st Missile Wing. I'd like to welcome you and your family to the Rough Rider family. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the Air Force song and remain standing for the departure of the official party. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. As a reminder, due to COVID-19, there will be no reception. However, please enjoy a bag of cookies and bottled water, and thank you for attending today. Have a wonderful day.